Hey guys, if you have an Airhead with this type of adjustable shift lever setup and you experience slop and play in this shift lever and you want to do something about it, really the proper way is buy a new bearing, check out the bolt that goes through the bearing that's in here and replace it potentially. And that's what we're going to do here in this video real quick. So first we need to get the little linkage off here. There is a little pin that goes through here. Take that away, and then the ball joint should pop apart. Maybe it needs a little bit of some convincing. So here we go. Screwdriver, gentle, pop, and then this should wiggle loose. So now we're disconnected from the actual shift lever here on the transmission. So let's swing you guys over a little bit. So down here is where the whole foot peg and the shifter is mounted or attached. So we're just going to take this off. Kind of keep an eye on what angle this was adjusted. So if you're working on someone else's motorcycle, you want to put the foot pegs, of course, into the same position that they were before. You know, it's kind of like someone is changing the seat position in your car and you get back in and it's kind of all weird and wonky. So just keep an eye on getting the angles adjusted. Oh, there is a nut on the back side here. Using my favorite tool here, my Knipex adjustable wrench. No. Still not going. Okay, the nut is off. So now we can pull the bolt out. Now we literally have the left side foot peg and the shifter in our hand, and here you can see there is a kind of a bolt with a shoulder or step on it going through a needle bearing. I already had this apart once to just check it out. We're going to replace the bolt and the bearing in here. So let's do that real quick. So here we go. I just clamped it into my bench vise. Socket for this shoulder bolt. So here's the needle bearing in here, and I already have a new needle bearing and a new shoulder bolt. The reason why I decided to order new ones is that this needle bearing was completely dry and frozen in position, so the needles were not rolling anymore. And as you can see here on the shoulder bolt, there has been significant wear from just years of riding it, and chatter marks from the needles as well. So I'm just gonna replace both. Let's take the foot peg out of here. So now we're going to try to push. Let's see how we can lay this flat, maybe this direction. Lay this flat on something. So I have two deep sockets here in my hand. Let's see if we can just push it with my bench vise if it opens far enough. Maybe I don't need a deep socket. This is 3/4. Let's just grab a 3/4 normal socket. So this is just the perfect diameter to support the lever. And then this skinny little deep socket is the perfect size to push the bearing out. So let's see if we can facilitate this here. Yeah, this should work. And of course still aluminum jaws so that I don't mess up my sockets. All right, it's already out. I don't think there's an inside and an outside. Here's the old bearing. I was able to free it up just by putting some brake cleaner through it and then some grease, but you know, like I said, the chatter marks on here, just not very great. All right, and both parts from Max BMW came here within a few days. Oop. All right, and now we're just gonna do this in reverse. Now we only need, so which side are we gonna put to the outside? Does that matter? No. Don't matter. I first thought it might be the same needle bearing as in a rocker assembly, but that's not the case. So now this time we don't really need a socket, at least not initially. So we're just gonna start pushing like this. Gentle, yep, like that. Push, push, push. Okay, so now we're flat here on one side and kind of recessed on the other side. And now I'm just going to use my deep socket here and push it in a little further so that we kind of center it in the middle of that lever. That's where we want it. That's where it was before too. So just a smidge. If I can get my fingers all sorted here. Like so. A little push. Quick check, so now we have it recessed. Oh, it can go in a little more. One of these days I'm going to get myself a little arbor press for those kind of operations. Like a 1-ton arbor press where you just work with a lever. So I want to get it roughly to the center. Sometimes you just need to eyeball it really and feel it, touch it with your fingers. I think that's fine. So this is already pre-greased. We're still going to put a little bit more grease in there. So let's see if I so this way is how the shift lever is mounted. Now I'm going to put this new shoulder bolt through here. Ooh, that's tight. So there's definitely no play. Oh, this is perfect. I even pushed some grease out. So I don't know. Let's put a little bit more grease in there. The grease also helps with keeping moisture out of this whole thing. So I'm just using high temperature wheel bearing grease. This part here definitely doesn't see much movement. It's only just those short little blips with your shifting foot, right? Okay, go in. Hello. Check, check, like that. Perfect. And now I need a rag. So I cleaned the threads in here a little bit. I also cleaned the threads of this new shoulder bolt. And we're gonna put 1 drop of Loctite 245 on there, blue, the non-permanent one. I just don't want the shift lever to come loose while riding, which would be a little bit of a bummer. I'm really happy how tight this fit is between this bolt and the bearing. I wasn't sure if the new bearing and the new shoulder bolt would be really taking up all this wobble, but apparently it does. And now that we have plenty of red grease in there, and we're going to tighten this up really well. All right, so that's done. No more, little bit of play, but not as bad. Some people also make shims. that you can put in between here, so then the space between the bolt and the shift lever is taken up. But I think this is going to be just fine. So now we're going to go back to the bike and put it back on. So we're back at the bike. Brought my grease over here. Now we're going to use the original bolt, which is like a socket head, but like a shallow socket head that fits nicely in here. On the other side, I'm not going to reuse this old lock nut, which was goobered up and boogered up. Here we go, quite a bit. I'm going to put a new washer and a new nylock nut on there from the back side. And we're going to try to find the same angle as before. Kind of like that. So instead of just a nut, that's at least how I was taking it off, we're going to put a washer and a nut on the back. And since it's nylock, we don't really need to oh, maybe I should have brought my socket, huh? Yeah, since it's nylock, we don't really need to use any Loctite. I just like to replace hardware once in a while. It's a little nicer, a little cleaner looking, not as boogered up as it is already. Okay, let's tighten this up a little bit. And this bolt here is definitely long enough that I can put a washer in there. That's just the industrial mechanic in me. A bolt and a nut, they always need a washer. Okay, so now we have to get it to stay in this position. If I can make this happen, should probably just grab a wrench, but I'm too lazy. Okay, there, stay there, stay like that. And you guys are standing in the way, by the way. Okay, so like that. I bet there is a torque value somewhere. This is an 8.8 grade metric bolt, so we can crank this down pretty well. I don't like when the thread of a bolt is sticking out too far out of a nut. That's just asking for damage or corrosion, and then the next time you want to take it apart, you can get the nut off. So here's the shift lever. Here is, oh, don't tell me I got this all caught up in there. Great, Heiko. Great. I got our linkage caught up behind the shifter here. Not the end of the world, right? There you go. Okay, that's better. Okay, like that. Okay, and I brought my grease over here as well, and we're just gonna put a little bit on that little ball joint there. I already had it apart, and I already, come on now, getting myself stuck here all the time. Push that back on. No, there you go, all the way. By the way, you can also replace this link. You can replace those ball screws, bolts. Here in this case, the play in those is acceptable, and after re-greasing them, I was happy with the play in there. So now this little safety clip. So here's a hole on the side that goes right through. It actually sticks out here in the back, and then you just push it back on, and that's all we need to do. There's still a little play in here, but much less than before. And then the one last thing that I want to do, let's see if you guys can even see what I'm doing. So the last thing is put a new, they call it a bushing. I would call this a shift lever rubber. I don't know. So let's try to get this off. This is already cracked through almost all the way. So I'm just going to try to get my screwdriver under here, and it's probably going to fall apart. Yeah, like that. Oops. So here we go. So the last thing I want to do is put a new rubber bushing or rubber piece for the shift lever on. I already tried to push it on dry here in the install position. I should have probably done it while we had it on the workbench, but I'm just going to put a little bit of tire soap on here. That's the same pasty white material that I use for tire installation. And just to give it a little bit of more slipperiness, let's see if I can now push it on here. So far so good. And almost on. Here we go. So it's all the way in. This material, the tire soap, is not gonna cause any degradation on the rubber, and that's fine. So it's on there. This is not gonna come off by itself. There's this step here in the front that keeps it on. So now we have new bearing, new bolt, and a new rubber on there. So this is good. I like it. All right. So if you have a sloppy shifter, go ahead and replace this bearing and a bolt in there, and you should be fine. If that doesn't work, then you have to start shimming this, which we're not going to do. This is fine for me. This feels much better than before. All right, guys, that's it for today. See you in the next one. Bye.